Let's have a look at XRP from today. So you can see earlier on today I was talking about the 15 minute EMA, the 20 crossing over to 55, gave us this drop, gave us that drop. Here's this consolidation, and it broke again here. So it with this drop down here, here was the bottom, is I was looking at a correction impulse up at again the 786 is here. It touched the 702. You can see there's another push up here with a bit of rejection. It may end up getting up to the 786 before we get that retrace back down. So what I'm looking at, you can see this support and resistance line here. You can see the touch up to it. So it's almost like it broke out of it, back testing it. If it starts to break up above this and starts to break above 32, or what did I have, 32, I think it was 32.22, and then equally 33. If I start to see it heading up this way, I reckon it's going to head up to around 35. But I don't expect it to, because this impulse will be done, and I expect it to come down. Yeah, but I'm just mindful of that. So still the target is 266, 226.6, or thereabouts. Yeah, so I'd say a range between 25.5 and 27 would be pretty good. Yeah, so so that's what I'm looking at there. When I put it in my channel here, and just a reminder is on the daily. Again, this is we're in the golden pocket at the moment, and we're bouncing up and down in the golden pocket. So it's just what those yellow lines are when you see them looking on the hour. Here's I expanded the channel, so you can see the channel there. Here's that line here, support and resistance. Here's the breakdown, back down onto this support line here. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, and I can see that there's a center line that will guide it towards that. So between 26.6, the target should be higher there, 26.6 and 25.6. If it was going to break up out of this, is a couple of ways I would do it. Very simply, is you can see the space it's moving in. Put a line from here to here, and you pop it up like this. Is you have a target of about 35.6 or so, and when I go through the different MAs from the 4 hour, because it's the 4 hour, it's a 4 hour spill here. Is if it did get up and start to break up, is coming up to 35.6 would be the hitting the 55 EMA on the 4 hour. Yeah, so that would be the up target. But again, I don't think it's going to happen. I'll tell you why now. Yeah, but that will be the target. Yeah, I'll tell you why, because when I flick back through the 3 hour, is you can see the 20 hasn't even been tested. A slight little, I suppose it's touched there on the 3 hour. The 2 hour is, again, you can see the 2 hour is being tested, and you can see it's been the rejection point along the way, and even here and potentially here. Yeah, and then on the 1 hour is, again, you can see the 1 hour we're getting breakthroughs. All these breakthroughs of the 1 hour, none of them were able to hold to this point. And then the first touch of the 55 and the 1 hour was there. Yeah. So again, is this action here is this impulse. When I go down to the 15 minute, is, remember here, is the crossing of the 15 minute, one spill, it's correction, crossing in the 15 minute, another spill. Okay, it's correction, and then this impulse up, this is its correction here. So this impulse 786, and then this impulse here is 786 correction here. Yeah, so we should be looking for a correction, and I think again a proper spill down. Yeah, but again, you can see the 15 on the 15 minute is we're coming close to the 15 minute crossing over again. Now it's starting from this low base, So I don't think it has the energy to lift up, yeah. So until the 15 minute gets in a proper position to really pump up, I don't think this is going to happen. I could be wrong, but we'll find out pretty soon, yeah. Now what is pumping this is the 5 minute. As you can see, the 5 minute crossed over there, and there's an impulse in here that this is the peak. When I got into a lower time frame, I can see it more clearly, yeah. But just to save time, just it is, yeah. So from here, it looks like it's in its corrective form, yeah. So it's creating a 1, 2, and then heading down. Again, this might make me a liar, but the 1, 2, and then we're heading down. So I'm expecting a push away soon that will start to get that going, yeah. Equally is you'll notice on each one of the 15 minutes, when it crosses over, is there's a retrace lift here before it builds, yeah. And that's the 5 minutes. Excuse me, on the 15 minute. So you get it crossing over, and then there's a little lift here. So this is like the 1, 2 of a resistance peak. Equally here is it crosses over, and again it drops, and then there's a little resistance, a little lift here. But this would be resistance peak on the drop here, yeah. So now this one here, it crosses over, there's a drop and a lift up. If you notice that these two are substantially smaller than this one. So if this is a resistance peak, here this looks like it's a resistance peak on a much larger, potential larger spill. So yeah, so this may be just one more leg down on a deeper spill, but I don't know. We'll see. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm waiting for this here to give a clear rejection back into this channel and heading down to this touch on the channel here, yeah. Now, okay, this is on the daily. I've talked about this already in other ways. The MAs, if I just briefly talk about the MAs here, you look at this hour, like this is where my challenge with, if this is the bottom, okay, and I'll get rid of my drawings, yeah. So what happens when we hit the bottom is it'll just come to a point, and the VWAP will hold the bottom, and what you'll have is all the MAs coming down, and they'll be drawn in, and they'll be drawn in, so you'll see them gather and be drawn in, and slowly they get underneath, and they're looking to get a lift and a push, and it'll just keep holding. So the VWAP will hold. So one of the things I'm looking at here is that the VWAP dropped here, and then it came back up and came support. It lifted here, came back down. So I don't really want to see for a down movement, I don't want to see the VWAP holding. So this correction here, I really want to see the price action get below the VWAP again, yeah. So the 786 here will be testing the 55 EMA again, yeah. But you'll see it looks like it's going to spill when you hit the bottom. It looks like it's going to spill. It looks like it's going to spill. Everything's coming down. It's looking so spilly. The 1 hour is looking like it's going to turn there, but again, the 55 it keeps rejecting it so far. And you got these guys up here, the 100 to 144. So when you go to the 2 hour. Again, this looked like a super spill, but these two push-ups are looking like it could turn. But remember I said it earlier, you get a lift up through here. These guys look like they can, you can push them up and look like a turn. But again, the rejection at the 20 EMA. So a candle down makes all these look like it's going to spill again, yeah. On the 3 hour, it's the same thing going on, but you can see the gathering. So I'm going to use the 4 hour as an example of potentially what this may be. Yeah? If you look at this 4 hour drop, there's three red and three blue or three green lift. then 2 is sideways, 2, 3 red, and then that was this one and the correction. You got a much clearer drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2 green, but then this was green, then turned red, you know, and then this was red, turned green. So you can see the drop 3, 4, 5, lots of sideways. So now we drop down 2 again, and again we're having a lift up. So again, this is a first spike, resistance peak, and again we get a turn, and then we start to get the drop. And the question is, will we get a sharp drop or will we get a gradual drop? And if it's going to go, I think because of all this consolidation, it's pulling the MAs down. So you're getting these MAs pulled down, but you've got all these ones above that are going to keep pushing down. So it's difficult for me to believe that this is going to be the turn. This is the bottom. With what's coming down and the pattern of rejection that's been played out. But you can see it's really testing it. So you get what I'm saying. So this is the test. There you go. So I'm waffling on now. So just to recap at the invalidation and validation points is I don't want to see it break 31.67 because that's potentially saying it's going up. If it starts breaking 32.39, again, I won't like that either, because by the time it starts breaking this, I'm pretty sure it's going to start heading for 35.50. Yeah. For validation on the way down is we just need to see it break 29.25. It would be nice to see it break this one first. So breaks 30, breaks 29.25, breaking the 065 in the golden pocket, and then we're heading down. Okay, so the two main targets I'd suggest to watch out for are 32.50 for the up and 29.25 for the down. So that's me. So Mihaela, are you ready to go? Do you want to share your there? Now one sec. The audio is not so good. Are you talking and I just can't hear you? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Can't hear her either.
Yeah, audio is not coming through, Mihaela. Yeah. So hang on one sec.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. There we go. We can hear you
Okay,
now.
now I've removed the headphones, so I hope the volume and the quality is okay.
Yeah, you sound super clear. Okay.
Super, very good. Okay.
Off you go.
Now it's been a very volatile morning for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we've had this beautiful M formation, and it broke down. It broke the confirmation line and got rejected for Bitcoin at the 1618 level of retracement. So we had 4 15-minute candles there that just couldn't break that line. And the question is it going to break upwards or is it going to continue downwards? And of course, if we had a crystal ball, we'd be able to answer that, but we don't. And at the moment, all we can use is our levels. So it came up to test the 1414, which is actually a good thing. It's both for relief to accumulate more liquidity, and it might have stop loss people out in doing so. But this lift will actually give it a bit more energy to push down, which is what I expect will happen. So the target for this information is the 19,000 level. That's what I think it will do. However, trade carefully, because again, we are in a period of great volatility, so we might see it pushing upwards towards the 1212 at 23, and maybe even at 786 at 25. So These would be the two levels. For that to happen, what we actually need to do is break above this line here. Now, where did I put it? Sorry. Yes, because there's a peak there. Perfect. So this line here is the highest previous peak, and we need to break this peak, which would be if this were a double bottom formation. Bear with me, I will change the colors in a minute. So if this were a double bottom formation, we would have this as the midline, the mid peak in the W. So we would still need to invalidate, we would need to move above this to invalidate the move downwards. Now I am keeping an eye on this, and I am checking to see that, for instance, this divergence line stays, let's say, unbroken. This previous candle went through it, but it got rejected. We have 3 15-minute candles that are getting rejected at the top, large wicks, which generally would mean a slight decrease in momentum. We also see a decrease in the volume here. So candles are coming down even though prices are going up. We don't have a bullish or bearish divergence in RSI. Everything's normal, but the 15 minutes seems a little bit exhausted. Now, the levels for going upwards are again the 2021.6, and then the 2023, and then possibly the 25. So these would be the 3 levels up to watch. The greatest one to watch will be the 23.5, which will be the invalidation line. And again, it will show a larger period of consolidation and probably some relief upwards. Downwards, I'd say the move downwards has started with the break of the line. So right now we're just coming back up to retest the trend line. And I'd say we will continue downwards from here. If we don't continue downwards from here, then again, we need to watch, if you are in shorts, to take as much profit as you can. Now, this move upwards was very abrupt, and it's already done its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 15 minutes. So I'd say the 15-minute impulse wave is finished. And if we are to put a fib retracement on it, on this little one here, the golden pocket would be 20,700, or 786 would be 20,400. So it would be good to watch for these levels of retracement if you want to take some profits from your shorts again before you watch to see what's happening at the 1618 level. That's how I would trade my short. In terms of the MAs, we have some support on the 4 hour. We have the 5 on the 4 hour. We haven't closed above it yet, but we are above it at the moment. The 1 hour is a little bit more, how can I say, more bullish looking. We have the 5, which is threatening to cross over the 20. Let's see what's going to happen. It might come up to test the 50 on the 1 hour at 22,000. I don't think it'll get there. It seems already exhausted, but you know, anything's possible. Let's keep that in mind. If you want to stay in your short, make sure you cover those levels in terms of liquidation. ETH has done a very similar move. Here is ETH. Now its levels of retracement, I'm seeing a slightly different level of retracement. ETH has broken previous lows and it's gone into very deep territory. So it is on the 786 of the previous lift from in the bull run. Now on the 1 hour, we have the 5 crossing over the 10 and threatening to cross over the 20, going upwards. And again, we have the same possible scenario if this is a double bottom recovery. again, this low can be a lower low. It's not a problem because we'll make the 1, 2 somewhere around here. In this waves retracement, there will be the 1, 2 for the lift up. That's what I wanna say. So if this is double bottom, again, we'll be looking at breaking the 1280, maybe consolidating a little bit and then getting up to, well, I'm going to put 1500 here as the like a very optimistic target, but things are a little bit more conservative if we look at the local levels. So ETH broke again, just like Bitcoin, the confirmation line. If it continues upwards and it breaks the invalidation line and it holds it at 1280, then the next level will be the 1350. And if it holds the 1350, then the next level is the 1500. So there's the level of 1350 where again we need to see if it's not going to get rejected. Just like Bitcoin, I don't see it pushing very higher from where it is at the moment. Maybe a little bit, but the 15-minute RSI is already going into the oversold, and we've seen that all of these little waves here of accumulation were controlled by the stochastic, which was a more immediate momentum response, and they were literally relief lifts where again the market recovered slightly just to push down a little bit deeper every time. That's where ETH and Bitcoin are at the start of New York session. I'll be posting when we see the level of confirmation or the level of invalidation being broken. I'll keep you up to date, and I'll see you tomorrow for the London session. Have a great one.